Hi, I'm your kid critic Jack Mooney, and welcome to the Jack Mooney Show. And in today's video, we are reviewing Ant-Man and the Wasp, the newest film from Marvel Studios. Um, and yeah, I was pretty excited for this movie. Right after Infinity War, we needed a little bit of a taste to see if we get an inkling of what's to come in this huge cinematic universe. And going into the film, I realized that this is the 20th movie in the MCU. 20 films in 10 years. That's incredible. And most of them are good. And I'm happy to say that this is a good one. In my opinion, it is better than the original Ant-Man. So let's just touch on a couple of the positives and a couple of the negatives. I don't want to make this review too long, but I definitely want to talk about, spoilers and what's to come in the MCU. So the first thing, what everybody's going to be talking about with this movie, probably the best scene, which is the two end credit scenes. And the first one, so basically they rescue Michelle Pfeiffer, the old Wasp, from the quantum realm, and her and Michael Douglas and Evangeline Lilly, they have put Paul Rudd into the quantum realm to collect some data, something like that. And he's collecting, and then he's all ready to go back out. And then right away, he can't hear them anymore, and the frequency between the radio connection gets all fuzzy, and then you realize that Thanos' snap has taken place. And it cuts to a shot of all three of them in dust fading away, and just Paul Rudd screaming in the background, and then it ends. And that was just incredible. And as a Marvel fan and as a movie fan, it was frustrating, and it makes me want to see Avengers 4 so much more now. I loved that scene. It was handled very nicely. I wish it was at the end of Infinity War. I think it would have been better, and more people would have seen that rather than Ant-Man, which is a much smaller movie, pun intended. But yeah. And then the second one, many critics have been saying, oh, it's a throwaway scene. I don't think it is. Basically, it shows the TV and the broadcast system is down, and it's making a ringing noise in the background, so basically showing that there's not a lot of humans left and there's been a disaster, and there's just an ant playing drums while there's this noise in the background from the TV. People are like, oh, it's just a comedic scene with the ant. I thought it was pretty well done, and then it ends with Ant-Man and the Wasp will return, ? So that was great. I also really loved the CGI in this movie. When they were in the quantum realm, that was just fantastic. And there's very little action in this movie. There's only 2 big action scenes, which were unfortunately shown in the trailers. But they do a nice job with it, and expanding stuff and making stuff small. The action is incredible. It's way better than the action in the original. Not that the original is bad, it's better this time, and it works more with the Ant-Man universe. And that just goes to say, it's got a great cast. Everybody is casted well. I just had one issue with one person. It's very funny. Michael Pena does another great job. It's not the Dave Bautista thing where he's trying too hard the second time around like in Guardians. I think Michael Pena did a great job this time, and I look forward to seeing him in future MCU movies. Michael Douglas did great. Michelle Pfeiffer, with the little role she had, she was great as well. I like seeing the old Batman cast coming back, like Michael Keaton coming back last year with Spider-Man Homecoming. But yeah, I just love the cast. Paul Rudd's hilarious. He has got a great relationship with his daughter. And yeah, the villain in this, Ghost, I'm happy to say it's not a throwaway villain. She's no Thanos, but still, you get to care for her and understand her side of the story, so that was a nice touch. But the only character that I had a problem with Lawrence Fishburne. I felt the writing for his character was a little off, and his motives would often change, so that was a little sloppy, but Lawrence Fishburne's a great actor, so it's not a huge deal. But probably the biggest problem with this is I felt like we were missing something in this movie. And it didn't feel like a complete story. Like, it had enough of a story to tell. It's basically rescuing Michelle Pfeiffer. And I wish that there was a little more. It feels a little short when you see the movie. And it abruptly ends. And you want a little more. It's not like with Infinity War where you're like, oh, I gotta see what happens. It's like, I feel like we could have been given more and it would have felt more like a complete film. That's the only problem I had, which did take off a couple points of my ranking of it. But yeah, I'd give Ant-Man and the Wasp a B+. A good follow-up to Infinity War. And I'm really excited for Captain Marvel, Avengers 4, Spider-Man, Far From Home, all these great Marvel movies to come. Yeah, this was good. Not great, but those end credit scenes were amazing. Okay, I'm your Kid Critic Jack Booney, and have a great day at the movies.